Show that we care from my hand to your hand and my bottle to your bottle. Just lift. It's green to all ready to go, and it makes everything so bright. Live, live. It's in the bottle, it's in the air. It's sharing and caring like everywhere. Live for the family, for the friends, for you and for me. We all want to share the sweetest connection you'll see. We love to share and we love to live. It's the best that you can give. That's live. From a picnic in the park to a night on the town, every moment is better, no reason to frown. When we're together, we're all part of the team, sipping on a moment, a beautiful green dream. Live, it's in the bottle, it's in the air, it's sharing and caring.
Shirt masado. You get the magic Thank you so much. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. You guys are so steadfast.
Nice. Oh. Nice, nice.
Thank you guys. So wait, can you give the doctor and stuff?
Oh, yeah, so get started.
Yeah.
We are on Hawaiian. First of all, I apologize because we were supposed to be upstairs, but they have a fall festival going on, and it's supposed to end at 6, and the pastor told me, you guys can do it, don't worry. But when we came, all the kitchens were being used, our parking lot was blocked, so we were so fortunate this space was open.
Yes.
So Pastor said, go for it.
Thank you, Pastor Hager. Thank you.
Okay, bathrooms. The other doors to your left, Women and men on that they should be both allowed. If not, have the key. Then,
Did you everybody sign in?
yes, did everybody sign in? On the table there, please do sign in so we can have a record of who's here tonight. They can follow up with whoever's not already a member of LIV. You can follow up and get them hooked up in the restoration. Yeah, we're like, I'm so ready to hear Jeff and his awesome yes. Oh, I'm sorry, my wife just told me to thank everyone for bringing food. That's our part of the, find out what needs to be done. That's her side, so I do not know what she does. But she does a great job. Give her a hand. She was, I'm off the mouth. The last 3 weeks, I've been working off island from Big Island, Maui, Kauai, and she was back here trying to get all these things off started. I know it was hard for her with a lot of other things she has to do besides being a LIV member and the Uber and mom. So thank you. Without further ado,
Can you give a 1-minute testimony? Sorry, you're going to take
I'm going to bring her up.
They brought us some food as well because they had a lot of leftovers.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean.
Thank you, church.
So yeah.
Those trays back there, just grab one. There are 2 different types. I'm not sure what you want, but she knows. But take one home. You're kind enough to bring that. Give us something.
And get some pretzels too, homemade pretzels.
Yeah, back there. So, fast forwarding our testimony.
Yeah.
We in 2020 contracted COVID-19, the Delta version, the worst of the worst. We ended up, I was first to go in, PR, and I went in August. I don't remember anything after that because I was put into a coma, I had pneumonia, and I was on life support. So I had a rough time. I came out in November. I woke up. And then I'm like, wow. And then I found out at that time that she went in too. Because I went in first and she went in after me. I didn't even know. We went in, we just they were ready to pull the plug on both of them. But our son, being the oldest, he fought back and told the doctor no. My parents are fighters.
Yeah.
So when we came out of it, in her 1 week apart, people keep saying, why you guys always do stuff together? You movie that you this, you did this, and you go into the hospital together. But hey, we're glad you came out together.
Yes. Yes.
His hand was on us, and also we owe all of this, I believe, and she believes, on the victims. Because we, when we went, before we went and Lord lived, since before I became a Zumba instructor, I believe, so we drank green every day. We took all the products that you see on the table. Every day. Every day. Never missed a day. But when we came out, the doctors kind of said that, we thought you guys were carnivores. But your body is just simply physiologically came up. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just sort of it's a miracle. It's just This hand, formulating all these good products, and for us, we really love Jeff. We love the products.
Man.
Please, if you're a member already and you're taking the products, keep adding. Keep adding, please. We both already believe that. Hey, there's the man!
Welcome back, Lonnie.
And then if you're not, please see the person that brought you here and talk to them about their history, what you did with it, and how they see it, and how they got it. Can you share something with me? Yeah, go ahead.
Besides having COVID, I'm also a transplant, kidney transplant recipient. When we started B2O, the drain, the number one drain, I say all over the world. I say that. That helped me get to dialysis. So I was on dialysis for about 7.5 years, and it wasn't always easy, but the B2O got me through it, where I was always tired all the time. But then when I started drinking that, it actually gave me a lot of energy. Got me through the day. I could go to work. Normally, people started noticing as well that you're not tired today. I'm not. So a lot more energy. So it gave me that. It gave me peace of mind. It gave me my life back. So yeah. And then it also I bought all the other products and come up in all different types of ways as well. And I got a transplant as well. So next year will be 10 years. The doctor told me that, what are you doing? I said, well, I drink this B2O, and when I got the transplant, they told me, oh, you need to drink more. Go ahead and go get a soda or a shake. And I was like, what? I don't want that. I told her I'm drinking this big thing, and they said, no, we don't want you to drink that. No plant-based natural stuff. I said, why? It's a hydration drink, So they said, well, let's give us a month. I said, month? Okay, only a month. So right after that, I went straight back on, and this thing besides water I drink. I'll sip here and there, but that's all I want. And you're gonna find out.
Okay, we're gonna do one more because it's really important that that we understand a little bit about our body. Your body is 2/3 water, right? It's 70% water. Your body needs water. I just did a workshop on the fascia, and your fascia is also needs water. When your body is dehydrated, your fascia is also dehydrated. When your fascia gets dehydrated, you experience pain and inflammation. And so hydration is the key to pain elimination and feeling better. It's super important, and I'm more indebted and more invested in this company than ever, because I know that our green water is like there's nothing like it in the world. And like she said. So not only did Gavin and Julia have COVID, Julia had a kidney transplant. One of our other distributors in North Carolina, I mean, he had his heart break. His heart was broken. Like he had major break in his arteries, right, his valve, and he experienced this as shoulder. He was telling me, Debbie, I'm getting this real tight feeling in my shoulder. Can you help me? What stretches can I do? So I'm a yoga teacher, so I'm helping him do stretches. We were in Las Vegas. And he was just saying, wow, it's just like shooting down my back. And I, at that time, I was like not aware of someone having a heart issue, at that time. Anyway, our dear friend Ollie gets on a plane, and the only thing he can do is drink green tea. And he goes to Cirque du Soleil. He's experiencing shooting pain down his back. He doesn't go to emergency. He says, no, I'm going to go Cirque du Soleil because I paid $300 for his tickets. He goes to Cirque du Soleil in pain, and then he goes on a plane. And he said, by the time he got on the plane, he was moaning and groaning because he was actually experiencing major heart failure.
Oh my.
But his brain was so strong and physically fit because he's a marathon runner. And the fact that he said the only thing he could do was drink green tea old. He kept sipping the green tea old the whole way on the plane. He came home to Hawaii. The next day, he checks into, he didn't go to emergency that day. The next day, he was still in pain. He goes to ER, and they're like, dude, we're having major heart surgery right now. He went into heart surgery that day, the next day after he got off. Yeah, and they repaired his broken aorta, whatever, they did all this stuff.
Wow.
And in less than a week, he went home. And I'm like, dude, how are you? Why? He said, I believe it's all the stuff I'm taking. I believe it's all that. I mean, he swears by that, like all the products that we have, and basically the green tool. He said that was keeping my organs hydrated. That was keeping my heart pumping. Even though the blood was spewing everywhere in his body, he was still able to maintain. He came home and he's with us, Wow. And so I believe that maintenance of your body, when your body experiences a major breakdown or major health condition, when something really happens, if your body is healthy, if your body has good things inside, it can sustain you until you get to the doctor or until you get to the hospital. I really believe that. And our next person that I'm going to just invite to come up, because it's really important that you hear his testimony, is Kalani Park. So Kalani Park was recently, not less than 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he had a heart attack.
Oh my.
After his Zumba class. And he collapsed to the ground, and it is just by that, we're so fortunate that he's here because of the fact that he was at the YMCA, and their cat was able to perform CPR and have that machine on him because his heart totally stopped. He wasn't breathing, and they had to pump him. And he's here today.
Right on. Kalani.
No, you're not supposed to call me again.
I want him in right now. But I thank Jeff for the fantastic filled all of our bodies right now. Filled my body for the last 12, 13 years. And I definitely attribute my survival to that. Quick day forward to that Friday, October 17th. I just got you doing the class, and I was picking up my stuff, and just about ready to step out in the exercise room when I lost my breath, and kind of bent over trying to pick up my breath, and the next thing I knew I was looking up at the ceiling, and all these faces around me. Oh, what's going on? But I could tell that something was going on because I was incapacitated, and I felt my shirt was off. And then the guy on the right, I guess it was the lead, just kind of asked me, "Sir, remember what you was doing last?" And for some reason or another, I said, "Yeah, I was quarterbacking the game, and I got tackled really hard." No, you did it. Really? No, you did it. Oh no, I was actually teaching a class.
There you go.
Yeah. But just lay there. I go, no, I'm actually okay. I'm actually okay. Just let me out. He goes, no. We're gonna have to take you to the hospital. So I went down to the hospital. And, got diagnosed with cardiac arrest. And right now, I'm actually Ironman because I have this defibrillator inside my chest. Okay. Put 4 stents into my heart to get the blood to flow better. And then the doctors let me out on the 28th of October. Said, okay, you can go on out and don't swim for 6 weeks and don't lift weights for 6 weeks. And cardio will be walking. Other than that, you can do everything else. So, okay, let me out of here. I could only eat certain things, but my appetite is coming back right now. I'm actually just eating really sparing food, filling up fast. I definitely think it was due to the products that Jeff provided me in all these years to take. And can I do the gold Nutrimax too? There you go. I'll start doing that. Yeah. First thing I did when I had a chance, I texted Jeff and I told him all the meds that I was taking, and I asked him if I could take supplements or drink the green water, and his answer back really quickly was, yeah, you can do that. So I'm happy to be here today.
Yeah.
And,
Right
to
on.
be here today. And that's in Zoom now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can see how powerful our testimonies are from our own people. You know what I mean? It's not testimonials we see on TV. It's not strangers that we see on social media. I mean, these are your family, our friends, community, right? These are people we know who are going through these things right now. Health is such a thing, and a lot of people don't have the right direction. And so we're hoping that what we do, and serve as examples of that we be the examples of how to live life well and how to take care and share with others, so that people have good company to follow, and not something that you buy from Costco, and not something that you buy from Walmart or Walgreens, and you don't have anybody to talk to about the product. Nobody can verify it for you. You just trust in the quote price, and you pick the middle one or the cheapest one, and you think that's going to work. You know, so yeah. So I'm really proud of our company. I'm proud of all of you for coming and showing up. And I'm proud of everyone who stayed with it. You know, that we didn't stop, no matter what hydrogen water was thrown at us, no matter what machine we could have bought for $8,000 that, you know, that people try to sell us, no matter what sample others can give us. We know that what we have is really solid, and that it's helping us and it's keeping us going. And you know, I wouldn't sacrifice my health for something cheaper, because I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Jeff Cuttle is our formulator right now. He used to be our CEO, and he's our formulator, and he's an athlete, he's a scientist, he's a grandfather, he's a father, he's such a kind person. And we're so proud, Jeff, we're so happy you're still coming to Hawaii and today.
Yes.
An amazing skier too.
I'm still upright, having skied for a couple of few seasons. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming today. Before I get started, the one word that comes to my mind right now is gratitude. I'm truly grateful for each one of you. I'm truly grateful for the examples and for the things that I have learned, the people that we've been able to help. And the reason why I'm truly grateful to you is that you're the ones making the connections with the other people who are being helped. And for me, that's what gratitude is truly all about. It's about sharing and helping other people. And, in this group, to start out, I knew Debbie. Right? That's how it started. And now I have the privilege of having, and I'm grateful to know each one of you and the fact that you'll share and bring with other people. Before I get too far into this, just have something else. I'm supposed to have this all prepared, but how the food came out and it was so good. I just have to move on. Debbie, you'll come up here. My granddaughter does pottery, and she made it especially for you, Debbie.
Nice.
And then Kathy, Julie, I'd like you to come up too. They're always here hosting every event, doing so much for everybody, and just their story. What they
I know what class to put it in.
Right on.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And she made that with love for you, and I just want you to know that for me, she has some really great talent, and if anybody likes more information about it, she does some really cool stuff. It's fun to just go look at her stuff on that. Her name's Cassidy Rose. But anyway, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity as always. And we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to hustle. I am, let's see, we want to end about 7:30, right? About 7:30? Okay, so this is going to be a whirlwind.
Yeah.
I won't even be able to read half of it, so I hope I'll be speed readers, and we can just go through it and talk about some of the products that we've developed. And for me, there are so many things out there that don't have a good scientific background. How many things you see on the TV, the latest, greatest thing that's going to cure everything, is going to help some of the latest hair growth formulas. I just look at those and I go, I've been studying hair growth formulas. There's really nothing that they found that really works. But they spend millions of dollars in advertising. Yeah, they did have it, this would be so that's one thing that I am interested in, okay? If it really works, we would have a product. And so for me, it's all about getting products that work. And one of the products we just introduced is called Sleep. Now, a bunch of people say it looks like slept, That's why we had a long E. We couldn't fit the whole word sleep on the bottle, so that's why we get Sleep that way. Did you know? Look at some of these short-term effects of lack of sleep. First of all, within 1 to 3 days of lack of sleep, impaired cognition, memory issues, mood swings, daytime fatigue, reduced coordination. Think about this with our kids if they aren't sleeping well. Think about this with us if we aren't sleeping well. Okay, there are some short-term effects. Did you know that you can be as impaired as a drunk driver when you have not slept for 24 hours? So watch out. I mean, that's can be terrible. Now, then we look at the long-term effects. Did you think that some of these might be it? Did you know cardiovascular disease is linked to lack of sleep? Things like type 2 diabetes, obesity, other things, mental health disorder, cognitive decline, depression, those kinds of things linked to lack of sleep and sleep problems. So hormonal imbalance, lots of other things. So we started to study the effects of that, and I said, you know what? Maybe there's something we can do for sleep because it's affecting so many people, especially with social media and all the stresses. Everybody on social media lives this beautiful life and everything's so wonderful, and you see it, and all of our kids are getting depressed because they aren't on an island in a bikini and weighing 65 pounds. And so it is a lot of stress on youth as we get older. Our hormone imbalances tend to you tend to sleep less. So what we want to do is develop a product for sleep. However, in order to do that, you need to understand the physiology of sleep. Most of us say, what's the physiology of sleep? Put my head on a pillow, close my eyes, and hope I go to sleep. And that's kind of our physiology. That's about as much as we study. So it's not a luxury, it's a biological necessity. Look at all those things that happen while we're asleep. Brain function, memory consolidation, you can stay away from a foggy mind. Emotional regulation. Anybody have grouchy kids when they don't sleep well? Or does anybody ever feel grouchy when they don't sleep well? Yeah, that happens quite often. So here's what's interesting. Sleep is divided into cycles. Did you know that? That it's not just go to sleep, wake up. No, there are cycles. We go through those cycles typically 4 to 6 times a night. And so we're going to talk about, we won't go through these, well, I will a little bit, but we all have heard of REM sleep, right? Everybody knows about REM sleep. That's when you dream, okay? But most of us don't know about the other non-REM sleep. So we're going to talk just quickly, just so you understand the mechanics of sleep and what's the most important part of sleep. So we have light sleep, and deep sleep, or which is called slow wave sleep. Okay? All right, so then we're going to jump into the light sleep, transition from wakefulness to sleep. That's when you lay down, your muscles relax, your heart slows down. 2, this is the most prevalent part of sleep. This is when, for most of us, it's called core sleep. You're in that N2 state. N3 is the deep sleep. And this is the critical one. This is crucial for physiological restoration, for immune function, regeneration, so for rebuilding muscles. That is the one we really need to watch closely to make sure we get enough. Then we all know about REM, okay? That's what we typically dream and various. It's interesting. Did you know this? The body experiences temporary muscle paralysis. It's called atonia. Because if you ever dream you're running or chasing somebody, you're not running in your bed, but your body actually is basically paralyzed during that time. And, so it's essential for muscle consolidation. Okay, here's really quick. This is a graph of sleep. Right here, you can see typically deep sleep happens early on when you go to sleep. Okay, so this is core sleep. Remember, that's the one that's the most prevalent. This is REM sleep, and up at the top is a person being awake. And so you can actually graph those and look at the type of sleep and how much sleep you're getting. Like this watch will do that. There are a lot of different ways to monitor those. So we have some things that interfere with sleep. Pretty easy to know. We know what they do. Some people can watch TV and fall asleep. I can watch TV and fall asleep watching TV. I don't start watching TV and she is wide awake. It wakes her up. So we all are different. We have different physiology. However, some of the things that happen, let me just talk one more aspect about sleep. Okay, cortisol. How many have heard of cortisol? Have you heard of cortisol? It's a hormone, we call it the stress hormone. Did you know that's what wakes you up in the morning? Your cortisol builds up over at night, and then it gets to a certain point, and then it wakes you up. However, cortisol is also a stress hormone, and so when you have chronic stress, you have so much cortisol that, guess what? You can't go to sleep. You don't sleep because you're stressed. Okay? So, cortisol, which is a disruptor, basically hijacks your sleep-wake hormones, and basically, here's how it works. Again, reduces your deep sleep, which is the one I'd say is really critical. A lot of other things that does. So, we wanted to address more deep sleep. We wanted to address getting yourself to sleep and sleeping longer and feeling better. So, basically, the sleep was designed to address the major causes of sleep problems. We'll go through quickly. We have what's called the NeuroCom blend. I have a whole bunch of slides that we're going to go through really quickly because we've got other products to talk about. But these are the ingredients in there. You can see there's some vitamins, there's some minerals, and then we have the Global Botanical Sleep Blend. First of all, NeuroCom blend, you can see what the different ingredients do. Magnesium glycinate. We know magnesium is good for muscle, but glycinate actually helps muscle relaxation, and it helps with GABA, the calming neurotransmission. You can see theanine, which is typically from green tea, and our green tea relaxes. Except for the caffeine, green tea would be an extremely relaxing drink. But that's the L-theanine comes from that. Vitamin B6 is essential for, what's that? Anybody heard of this stuff? right here?
Serotonin, melatonin, yeah.
Serotonin production, so it's important for those things. And here's what's interesting, it also boosts alpha brainwave. Now, that's important because alpha brainwaves are what give us our creativity. And so, boosting those alpha brainwaves is important, especially if we're in any kind of business where we need to have any sort of creativity. Okay? Now, just recently they came out with a report, in fact this last week, about now they're finding long-term side effects of melatonin. And so melatonin can be used short-term, but should not be used long-term. That's why we do not believe that melatonin should be in our product. We believe that building serotonin, the natural hormone in our body, is really the way to function best. We also have zinc glycinate. You can see this is GABA. It is a very interesting compound. GABA is a natural compound, but basically reduces neuronal excitability and quiets the mind. So it helps us relax and calm the mind as we go to sleep. And it's really important for fighting the racing mind, that type of thing. And then some of the other ingredients, the benefits of GABA, encourages deep sleep, which is, again, one of those key things we talked about. The GABA increases more deep, restorative, slow wave sleep. That's why it's in there in the product. So I don't ever believe that there's a magic bullet. There's never one ingredient that's going to fix everything. That's why you see the formulas that I develop are pretty complex and have a lot of different ingredients. And each one has a function. Oftentimes there's a crossover function, but each one has an important function. There you can see the different herbs and the reason. Most of us are familiar, anybody who's ever dealt with herbs, it was about valerian, very common for sleep. However, valerian needs to be combined with hops and passion flower for the synergistic effect. And you can see some of these other ingredients and the benefits. Again, one of the things that valerian does, which we're just finding out, we all are
That's how much she has to
they
say.
use valerian to sleep. But now science has found that what it does is it helps increase GABA levels in the brain. So not only do we give GABA, but we increase GABA levels and various other benefits of that. We have hops. Hops, typically we give a hop with your beer, okay, and the hops in beer, and that's why people, when they drink a lot of beer, they kind of calm down and just get kind of sleepy. But that's one of the benefits of that. The hops concentrate actually can improve sleep quality. Ashwagandha, many of you are familiar with ashwagandha. It's an Indian herb, and lots of good studies about ashwagandha to promote mental relaxation, and it really helps with stress and hormonal imbalance. That's one of the keys with the ashwagandha. Passion flower, again, it helps boost GABA, and we have all these various sources because everybody's different, so we want to boost that GABA in any way that we can. Lemon balm, another herb that's in there, faster. This one is in there for faster sleep onset. And now, here's one thing I'll tell you. If you take the 2 sleep capsules and you lay down in bed, you go, okay, all right, prove me wrong. I'm going to go to sleep. Okay, I'm going to lay here until I go to sleep. And sleep is a process, okay? You can keep yourself awake if you want to. So what you need to do is just relax. And this product should be taken over a period of time as we get into better sleep habits.
Yes.
And,
Better sleep habits.
regular sleep.
Better sleep habits. Better
Sugar
sleep
bean
habits.
is another
Sleep
one that's
early.
important. Reduces nighttime awakening because we have a lot of people who they go to sleep, but then guess what? They're awake every half an hour. They'll awake again. Okay, go back to sleep. One of the benefits of that is it helps by reducing anxiety, that type of thing. California poppy, this is not the kind of poppy that has this is it's a different species, it's a California poppy, and it's non-addictive, but it shows, again, it helps people fall asleep better. So that's a quick rundown on sleep, how to take it, 1 to 2 capsules before bed. You can take it an hour before bedtime, that's the best, because it has some time to work. Worst comes to worst, take it when you brush your teeth as you go to bed. And it works very well. Let me just show you something really quick. Remember this chart I showed you before? This is the deep sleep, and here's the deep sleep. right here, core sleep, REM sleep, and awake time. This is after using the product for a short period of time. The awake time is lessened, you can see awake less, more deep sleep. Core sleep is a little bit deep. REM sleep decrease. Let's show you the figures. So what happened after taking the capsules, basically 52% reduction in awake time, 15% reduction in REM sleep. Now, that's okay because what we've done is look at the most important one. What's the most important one? Deep sleep. Look at that. 40.5% increase in deep sleep. And what's interesting about that is most of this got converted to deep sleep. And so this is really where we want to go.
Nice.
So, had some really good results with the product. Helps balance the sleep cycle. The best thing about it is you don't wake up groggy like you do with melatonin and stuff together. You know, we had people that take Ambien and they said, I just can't get up in the morning. And been able to get off their Ambien and things. So how to use it? It's focuses on GABA modulation, stress reduction, nervous system relaxation. You can use it up to 4 a night. And is there anybody that shouldn't use it? If you take an SSRI, which if you take one, you know what it is. It's selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, SSRI, which typically people that are highly stressed may be taking them. Just at least consult with the physician. There's really not a problem taking it, but just be aware of that. So that's a quick rundown on sleep. I hope you try it. It's a great product. Even though I sleep really well most of the time, I like to take the product just because I want to increase that deep sleep and have regenerative, restorative sleep for me personally. So what I'm going to do in the next few minutes, really quickly. Yeah. Ooh, we're about almost done, huh? Go. Okay. So we've divided the kits up into 3 kits. We have some specials that we're doing, and if you buy one of these kits, there's a 10% off tonight and no shipping, and then there are other thresholds. If you want to add products to it, when you buy $250 with a 15% discount, and if you buy 350 PV, then there is a 20% discount on the whole order. So I'm just going to go through these kits, tell you a little bit about the kits. The first kit contains Sleep, E3, Smart, and Blocks. Okay. Smart I designed for myself. My father had Alzheimer's, and I thought, I don't really want to get Alzheimer's as I get older, and so I designed that product. It's basically a multivitamin. However, it has increased amounts of certain ingredients. Look at this, B12, 4,000%. Why do we need 4,000? If you go get a 1 a day, it has 100% of everything you need. Well, we need more of certain vitamins, especially like D3. Vitamin D helps with your immune system and various other things. So there are specific vitamins, and this focuses on brain health. Why more of those? Basically, B12 has to do with what? Neurotransmitters, that's kind of important. Memory loss, mood regulation, cognitive function. Interesting with this one, low level of vitamin D were associated with cardiovascular death. And so really having a good amount of vitamin D may also help in your situation. So I forgot to talk a little bit about that. Curcumin, there are several herbs in there that have been shown to help boost the memory. You can see lots of different studies. These are all based on scientific studies that I've just kind of taken the headings out of and talk about how these ingredients actually help. There are some things that are just kind of strange. They also chelate heavy metals. That's interesting that we chelate heavy metals. Well, we want to get those heavy metals out of our body. They aren't healthy for us. Kids can use Daily Smart every single day. Especially think about our kids in school. There's a lot of competition in school, and they did studies with kids and showed that, look at this, a 40% reduction in time to learn a task. So you think that's important? Remember, I was trying to learn my times tables when I was in 3rd grade, and I struggled with times tables. I'm telling you, I don't know. And I think my dad was already shooting me, but I wish I would have had my Smart back then, because I think it would have helped me back then. Improved speed and accuracy, improved IQ score, so great for kids. not just for adults and not just for us old people who now are worried about it. You know, we want to have more focus, especially even athletes who need to have more focus as they're, you know, winning or losing by 200ths of a second. That mental focus is so critical. So take it every day for mental support. Next product of that particular kit is Blocks. Blocks is our immune formula. We get our raw materials from all over the world. And that to me is important because you can buy certain herbs that come from certain areas that have the highest quality. And that's something I really pride myself. I spent my first 20 years of my career going around the world searching out and finding the best quality sources of raw materials in Europe. So, you know, Blocks is our immune support system. It has mushrooms. You've heard a lot. There are mushroom formulas out there. The interesting thing is ours is a concentrated hot water extract that makes it even more powerful. So when every capsule you take, you're getting the equivalent of 10 capsules of a regular mushroom formula. One of the keys is our Tiaga, and you may have heard of Chaga.
Yes.
Chaga is not Tiaga.
Oh.
Tiaga is a very unique mushroom, and I don't know of another company that uses it. Ours is harvested in the wild, and some of the benefits of it, you can see, very powerful. It has what's called beta-glucans and helps build the immune system. So, take Blocks daily, great for kids. When my grandkids were little, in fact, they still get it every day, but when they were real little, my wife would open up the capsules and put it in there, put in some water, put it into whatever juice, and then feed it to them. And it's really helped them, especially as they start going to school and doing those kind of things. Next product in this bundle is E3. E3, again, I take it every single day. I have a great digestive system, okay? However, it's important to maintain it and to keep it healthy. So how's it different? It's not just digestive enzymes. It's digestive protection helps us restore. As we get older, we don't, you know, when you're a teenager, you eat pizza and go to bed. As you get older, you maybe, I don't eat. That's why you see all the older folks at the buffet at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because they don't want to eat late because they can get indigested. However, this can help with our enzymes, and these are plant-based enzymes. If our enzymes are too low, basically, look at this. You get just irritable gut, toxins build up in our body. So we have the plant-based enzyme. Not only do we have the enzyme, but we also have protectors. And these are ingredients that help build your immune system because over 70% of our immune system is built in the gut. So it works with blocks in conjunction with blocks to help build our immune system. L-glutamine, you can see some of the benefits of glutamine. Quercetin, those of you who remember COVID, they were discussing everybody should be taking vitamin D and quercetin to help boost the immune system in COVID. Well, it's there to get a small amount every single day and help boost your body. But the key for me is this probiotic called Lactobacillus reuteri, and that is a bacteria that has so many benefits. You can read through those, even things like oral health, skin health, all the different benefits from the different studies. Bone health, here's a good one, especially for women as they get older. It may help improve bone density, yeast infections, colic in babies, so a lot of benefits for that. So we have the DPR technology in our E3. Digest, protect, and restore. So that's a quick rundown on that particular kit. Our next kit, let me just go really quickly, is our Clean and Lean kit. It can be Sleep, Amp, and Cleanse. Sleep and Live Skinny. So Amp is our product for helping boost your energy during the day. It contains active ingredients that help give you long-term energy. You can drink a Red Bull or you can drink a big cup of coffee or something to get a quick boost of energy. What happens is you crash. And this contains active ingredients like chocomine, which helps boost energy over a longer period of time and gives you more endurance and stamina. Also, it helps with craving, so if you tend to crave food, it helps with that. Theobromine, which is another active ingredient in there. You can see it's found typically in chocolate, but it's less addictive than caffeine and just the way it functions in the body. Then one of my favorite ingredients is phenylethylamine. And what that is, that's the euphoria, that's the feel-good hormone that our body produces when we just are just feeling great. And so we put some of that in there. It's a natural hormone that goes into the product and helps you just feel good and feel better throughout the day, and not just amped up. You get all jittery and all cycles, but you need something to just keep you calm and feeling good. Magnesium also is key for energy. Interesting that it helps to break down glucose into energy, so it helps with energy production. And we talked about magnesium in a couple of different areas. So there are patented ingredients in there which help metabolic boost, healthy hormone balance, polyphenols, which are protectors, antioxidants, and supports mental focus. So anybody who, my wife takes 2 in the morning because she's not a morning person. I take some in the afternoon because I tend to drop off. If I tend to drop off energy, I take it in the afternoon. So that's a quick rundown on AMP. And the other product in there is Cleanse Tea. Cleanse Tea is basically a regulator of the intestines. My father-in-law's favorite product because he said when he would travel, he would be constipated. Great for my grandkids use it when they tend to get constipated. You open up a capsule, put a little water, and you can actually make a tea out of it. Open it up and make a tea out of the product. It helps with kidney, livers, and with the gut. And really, we know that our liver performs over 500 different functions. So keeping a healthy liver, by a lot of people with liver issues. So Cleanse Tea was designed to help with that. Just take a couple of capsules and work great. Then we have our Live Skinny. Again, this is getting too long now. We're okay. All right. When you look at our basic products, our Live Skinny and our Green 2O, one of the things you can remember is the acronym AHEAD. It's alkaline, hydration, electrolytes, antioxidants, and detox. So both of those products contain those things. Why alkaline hydration? Well, people say that, well, you just drink alkaline water, it's going to go acidic in your stomach. No, let's look at just a couple of really quick. I have 20 slides of studies on them, but it helps rehydrate and helps reduce the viscosity of your blood. So interesting. So after exercise, it can help so your blood doesn't get thickened. It helps keep your blood flowing as it regenerates. Okay? Lower incidence of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and lower total mortality rate. It also protects beta pancreatic cells. What happens in your pancreas? That's where your insulin's produced, so it can help with that also. Also, other studies have shown that there are benefits in aerobic exercise and even pain reduction by drinking alkaline products. And that's really important. Again, one last study with this. Drink consumption of 1.5 liters of alkaline water, which would be basically a Green 2O or Green 2O and a half, can help improve mineral bone density and increase your pH. Interesting, help protect our bones. Healthy hydration is critical. You know, most of us get a lot of our calories from sugar. Typically, a person eats about 142 pounds of sugar. You don't think about it, will you? If I sat down and said, okay, here's your half a pound of sugar for today, sit down and eat it. You wouldn't think about it. But then when you start eating all your different foods, there's a lot of sugar that is kind of hidden in our food. So this is all sugar-free, and all our products healthy hydration gets away from sugar and any of the sweeteners and artificial sweeteners. So, interesting, people say that, oh, I don't want to drink too much, I don't want to gain weight. Well, it's shown that a decrease in water will cause fat deposits to increase. So, staying hydrated when a person is trying to lose weight is really critical. We have the electrolytes. Somebody asked me about the electrolytes in another meeting we had just recently, and we were talking about the loss of minerals in our soil. That even if we're eating our fruits and vegetables, we may not be getting the amount of minerals that we need. And so what we have are the plant minerals, the fulvic minerals. These are some of the benefits of them. Helps increase the oxygen holding capacity. Is oxygen important to us? Oxygen is important for us. Yeah, kind of important to have oxygen. So it helps our cell respiration. And so what I brought is just a picture. This is the area where we get our fulvic minerals from. These are actually fulvic minerals right here.
Wow.
And you can see this big sandstone cap. The reason why these fulvic minerals exist, normally they would just wash into the streams and back to the ocean. But this big cap, which runs for miles, caps off these fulvic minerals. And so we have these plant minerals that are just ancient plant deposit minerals. But the rain can't get through there. So as we go in and extract, not here, but inside and extract those fulvic minerals, they are all protected. And they're basically just plant minerals that have been around for thousands and thousands of years. Okay? We know we talk about the importance of magnesium and calcium and some things, but look at things that we don't even think about. Boron. Boron is found in our fulvic minerals. That's what's nice is because they're plant minerals, there's a wide variety of minerals. It's not just some synthetic minerals, little iron, little magnesium, little manganese that are put into the product. That's the important part. You can see some of the benefits of boron. Well, I could give you a list of about 30 other minerals and do the same type of list and show you the importance and how we may not be getting it. Remember, we may not be getting them from our diet. So, antioxidants are also critical. Each product has antioxidants and detox. Our body detoxes through our lymphatic system. Basically, it's the way it takes out the garbage, and that requires it's 96% water, and only 4% of this taking out the garbage. So it's important to keep our lymphatic system hydrated. That's one of the keys. If we want to remove those toxins from our body with the lymphatic system. Last note about Live Skinny is it takes about 100 pounds of leaves to make one stick pack of green for the chlorophyll. So it's a concentrate. It's not a little bit of ground up broccoli and a little bit of ground up carrots, which is what you get with most of the products you see on our list. Let's say this contains 26 fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. How much really of those fruits and vegetables can you fit into a stick pack? Now, ours are all concentrated, and we've had some great results with them. The Live Skinny also has the 4 Bs, which are burn fat, build muscle, block appetite, and boost energy. So the ingredients in there, which are the following, help to get those results. You can see we have things like the fulvic minerals, a black pepper extract, Arsenio, beta-glucan, and each one has scientific studies showing how they function. Here's Ashley lost 135 pounds. We have people who lost almost 200 pounds in the product. People with type 2 diabetes. This is Kim who used that. There's some guys at one of our events with their former pants and they're on their way. I mean, he still has a ways to go, but it makes some good progress. Mm-hmm. Last tip we're going to talk about tonight really is contains green. It contains green 2O. I love your skin serum. We talked about the E3 already, but this is beauty because we know that the beauty starts with having a healthy digestive system. Hence the E3, the green 2O for our body, and then also the Love Your Skin Serum. Green 2O just really quickly how it's different. If you look at the studies, if you drink 1 soda a day, your percent chance of having diabetes goes up by 22%. And they've shown that sugar is as addictive as cocaine. Think about this when we're feeding our little kids a lot of sugar and these sugary treats all the time. They get addicted to sugar. It actually stimulates the same part of the brain that cocaine does. And we know that the studies on diabetes, look at how diabetes goes up. You think with all the great medicinal studies and all of the great medicine and treatments that diabetes would be taken care of, look at this. It is going up and it continues. This is a little slide, but it continues. Here's what scares me. If you're diagnosed with diabetes when you're a teenager, and teenage diabetes is rampant now. When I was a little kid, I didn't know anybody with diabetes, not even an adult or anybody. Look at this. You will live an average of 22 years less. So think about that for our kids. If we're feeding a bunch of sugar and junk, and they end up with diabetes, they'll live 22 years less. And you can see, even at 60 and 70, if they're diagnosed with diabetes at 70 years old, they'll still live typically 5 years less than the average person. So it's important to help control our body. A couple of antioxidants in there, grapeseed extracts. Why we have that in the green row? Because it helps. And it stays in the body a lot longer than things like vitamin C and other ingredients. Resveratrol. Resveratrol is this stuff that's found in red wine. Great benefits, cognition. Calorie restriction mimicking means you tend to eat less calories when you drink something or take something with resveratrol, and various other benefits, heart health, bone health. In 1 stick of green 2O, it would take, to get the equivalent, you'd have to drink an entire bottle of red wine, 13 pounds of pistachios, 200 peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and 600 blueberry pie to get the amount of resveratrol in just 1 stick of green 2O. So, like I mentioned, concentration is really important. So the last thing I want to talk about tonight is we've talked about nutrition. Just going to take a couple of minutes and talk about the skin, which is our largest organ in our body. So how does our skin age? Well, typically, when we think of wrinkles, we just think of getting old, right? What are wrinkles? You know what they are? They're micro contractions of our muscles. And so what Botox, when somebody gets a Botox injection, what it does is it basically paralyzes the nerve that causes that microcontraction. And so what we're able to do with this product, we're basically able to relax wrinkles. These are the things that are needed for healthy skin. Relax wrinkles, increase collagen. Collagen gives our skin its elasticity. Increase elastin, moisturize, minimize inflammation. And one of the keys down here is skin cell renewal. And we'll jump into that just for a second. These are the ingredients, and we have a pamphlet. You can go online and get this when you want the detail. But the things that are antioxidant, these are the ingredients in the formula that are antioxidant. These are the things in the formula that are anti-inflammatory. So each one we have various, as I mentioned, various ingredients that work to help reduce wrinkles. I'm just going to focus on just one of them, and this is a long word, dipeptidaminobutyryl benzoylamide diacetate.
DVD.
What it is, guess what it is? It's basically peptides, which are building blocks of protein. So it's a natural substance. But what they found out is that as there's a snake, a Templar viper, when it fights its prey, it actually paralyzes the prey. And because it has this venom that paralyzes its prey. When they started to analyze, they found that there are natural peptides that they could make, combine these peptides, again, building lots of protein, that would have that same function when you put it on your skin. And so we kind of call it it basically blocks the neuromuscular contraction. So as I mentioned, Botox deals with the nerves. What this deals with is the muscles. So it relaxes those muscle contractions. And so it's called SNAKE. It has a Botox-like effect and basically will help relax. By putting it on your skin, it will help relax, especially like mimic wrinkles, like crow's feet, those kind of things. So that's the first thing to relax the wrinkles. Second is increased collagen. We have various ingredients in there that actually help increase the production of collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. You'll see at the store, you'll see one ingredient that says, this is our retinol Ace cream, and it'll be $50 for this. Or we'll see your hyaluronic acid serum that's $140. But what we've done is we've combined all of these active ingredients, all these things, so you get multiple benefits. Because, like everything else, your skin is very complex and keeping you healthy. So in the studies, look 11 years younger in 4 weeks. There's a combination of bamboo silica, pea extract, and glucosamine, which helps. Look at that. It helps increase collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. Increases cell proliferation. That means your cells regenerate faster. You know, when you're younger, you get a pet heals really fast. When you get older, it tends to slow down. Why? Our cells don't regenerate as fast. And so, compared to placebo, increased collagen synthesis 84%. So it works. Okay, there's studies that show that it actually works. 5 days exfoliation increased by 84%. Again, wrinkles decreased 45%. there are studies that confirm that it actually works. Increased elasticity and firmness. It's not necessarily moisturizer. Some people have oily skin, some people have dry skin. So it's not necessarily, you can put this on, and then if you have oily skin, you may not need anything else. If you have very dry skin, you may want to put a moisturizer over the top of it. But just some of the ingredients that function, they give a moisturizing property. Again, also anti-inflammatory properties, which are important, and functions as an antioxidant. Some of the different things like the pomegranate extract. And you can see, look at this. How many of you have ever seen this? Vitamin A, retinal palmitate serum that are $40, $50 just for that one ingredient. So skin renewal is also another important. We have a special herbal extract from this material right here that helps our skin renewal. Complete solution. Let's just see how it compares with a couple of other things I was talking about. $279, and it only has a couple of the ingredients. You can see there's the pea that we have in there, and there's the bamboo, but does not have a lot of the active ingredients. What's the price of that? $279. Here's some other retail. Typically retail, it may be a little less expensive. You can look at some of the ingredients, some of these products that are much less in the active ingredients that they have. You can buy one online, $264, which has just one of the active ingredients that our product has in it. Or this one, you can get on sale for $194. So you can see that our product is well priced, well positioned, and really I would put it up against any product on the market, even if it's in a fancy glass bottle and promoted by one of the Kardashian foods. So, really is the most advanced skincare product brand. So it's a great gift for anybody any age. So those are the tips, just broken down really quickly. I want to thank you for taking the time. I know Alice had so much I want to share, and that, I hope you're able to capture some of it. And I want to thank you all for being here. And like I mentioned, I am truly grateful that we're all part of the Live family, and that you take your time, busy time, to come and be with us. And then also that I hope that if you ever have any questions, you can feel free to text me, email me, call me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. And thanks again. I'm truly grateful for our friendship and for the music we share this. So
Is there, anybody want to ask any questions right now? Yeah. Carol.
I used to have a drug addiction, so I was really scared about tea. So when he took the tea, I said, can you make it into a tea? And he did. He put it in hot water, warm water. And so I took 2 teaspoons of it because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get crazy.
Yeah.
And I took a shower. In the shower, I started to fall asleep. And then I came out of the shower, and all of a sudden, I can't open my eyes. My eyes just won't open. So I said, good night, I'm going to sleep. And in that moment, I was out of it.
Thank you for
And
sharing.
for 2 hours, I didn't sleep. I still wake up. I didn't dream either.
Just knocked off.
Okay. So there you go. This, the moral of that story is do not take the product right before you go in the shower.
You fall asleep in the shower.
Any questions?
Is it better to take that sweet powder on an empty stomach or food?
Well, it's always better to go to bed a little bit hungry and not full, or you can sleep better. There's really nothing that says you can't take it with food or not. It's always better. We sleep better when we aren't really full. So yeah, it's good.
How much ashwagandha do you have in those? Because I kind of take too many nightshades. I'm allergic to them.
Yeah,
So how much
you
put in?
can't really get too much ashwagandha. The actual dosage that you can go 4, 5, 6 grams of ashwagandha, which would be 20, 30 capsules.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Ashwagandha is great. Here's the thing about ashwagandha. Ashwagandha quality varies so much that we get ours from a special place in India where we do a really nice extraction. I was going to bring some of the other ashwagandha. I bought it online just to say Oh, this is pretty inexpensive ashwagandha. I bought it. It's like little sticks of ashwagandha and not the concentrate extract.
You don't need a chart of the deep sleep. You know, after they took the supplements, right?
Yeah.
It's not how long were they taking it before they started to really have that big shift in
Yeah, that was one night.
just one night?
That was one night. Now, what I will tell you is that over time, as we looked at that person over time, there were good nights and there were bad nights, and so but the trending towards deeper sleep, trending towards more of that. Because still, we all know that some nights we get 6 hours sleep because we're doing whatever, and then next we get maybe 7.5 or 8 or 5 or whatever. But just over time, we want to just trend it down to better sleep.
Yeah. If I drink it tea, I think. Like, if you drink it
Yeah,
tea.
recommend is 8.
When you take it as pills, but it doesn't work as effective in drinking as tea.
I think
I think.
we can get over 7, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, you give them already. Thank you.
Yeah, Debbie's handing out some sheets, as I mentioned, there's some specials right now.
Yeah, get back there.
Then the other thing is, specials, some of these will be available all month. What's nice about here is if you order tonight, they're doing shipping and, if you can pick up the product, we don't have it, we'll definitely ship it to you. All right. I think there's plenty of food back there if anybody else wants to get something about food. Okay, do you have any other announcements for us tonight?
Okay, so Jeff is here for until Tuesday, and Tuesday is a holiday for some of us, Veterans Day. So we're actually going to do a little hike up at Air Loop Trail. So if anybody wants to join us, you're all welcome to join us and we're meeting, Cheryl, 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. We're meeting at the parking lot. And so if you're interested in going, you can just text me or Cheryl or Jeff, and we'll give you the heads up on that. Tomorrow, not all of you know Auntie Jerry, but many of you know who Auntie Jerry is. So tomorrow, actually, they're celebrating Auntie Jerry's birthday at the church, the Island Family Christian Church. And so we're going to go and surprise Auntie Jerry over there tomorrow. Because Auntie Jerry was also a live distributor. So we're going to go surprise Auntie Jerry. He's going to surprise Auntie. She'll be shocked to see Jeff over there. So Jeff's going to surprise Auntie Jerry.
She is going to, wow.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be there at Island Family for Zumba, for the party after Auntie Jerry's party. Tuesday we'll be at, like I said, IL. If you need anything, in between that time, you decide, I want another, if you have any more product, tomorrow or whatever, just text me or Jeff and we'll figure out a way of how to get the product to you. That's like a good idea to take them home.
Yeah, and if you want to get the product that's not necessarily on the list, definitely you can still get, we have a product here, you can pick it up, no shipping charge, we just take your information down and they can charge you at the office, however you want to do it. But, so let's say you just want a bag of Re2O or some Smart or some Sleep, you can just write out on a piece of paper, we'll take care of that.
And the other thing is there's desserts. Desserts over there. So please help yourself to more food, desserts, and take your time. Jeff will be here to answer any more questions, and you can start making your orders or asking Jeff questions or any of the other distributors, and we'll be happy to help you. So thank you, everybody. Oh, wait, I have to get a photo.
If I take it, only pictures of and if I take the book bills, finally,
Typically, this one would be about an hour.
just one time.
Did you take that in the morning or?
Typically, take that right before you go to bed.
Testing.
Yeah.
So it won't have no effect if you take the sleep?
No. take the fun seriously at the same time. And if for, like, for kids, when they take it, you can just make it a team, water, and, yeah. Because it typically works overnight. Right through this.
And the smart, whatever you said for the kids, is smart. Morning time, they get up.
Whatever, yeah, like dinner is good. Like, for breakfast, that kind of thing. So, they jump in, take fish really quick, just
Got a little something, a secret to share. A splash of green goodness to show that we care. From my hand to your hand and my bottle to your bottle, just live. It's green to all ready to go and it makes everything so bright. Live, live, it's in the bottle, it's in the air. It's sharing and caring like everywhere. Live for the family, for the friends, for you and for me. We all want to share the sweetest connection you'll see. We love to share and we love to live. It's the best that you can give. That's live. From a picnic in the park to a night on the town, every moment is better, no reason to frown. When we're together, we're all part of the team, sipping on a moment, a beautiful green dream.